They're one of the reputable sites, right?
I have Cyberpunk on GOG.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, GOG's one of the
Here
big
we go.
names. Sure.
Okay, there you go. Come on.
Welcome to the Tribeca Games.
Thank you all for joining
Spotlight.
us
Reload,
for the second
reload.
annual Tribeca
This
Games
thing's-
Spotlight.
Not
Several
being mean to
Tribeca
me.
selections
Technical
this year are
difficulties. I
set
hate
nice
the
as well.
technical difficulties.
Sequels that
At least
return
at the
to
beginning.
worlds or characters that we love, and fresh perspectives and new adventures.
Some tell stories about family, cultural identity, and coming of age as a child, a teen, or an adult facing a world that never stops changing.
They invite us to investigate mysteries and navigate familiar yet dangerous terrain, or simply just cook a meal with people we love.
Others explore our fears about the future through dystopian tales of environmental ruin or technology run amok.
But all of them offer us an opportunity to think, play, and challenge ourselves. Whether that means a much needed break.
Okay,
from
I
the
didn't even
worries
know
of
that
our daily
Tribeca
lives,
Studios
or an
did
experience
games.
that tells us something true about what it means to be alive.
Whatever you're looking for, chances are you're gonna find a little bit of it in these games.
Here are the 2022 Tribeca Games selection.
Yep, here we go.
It isn't always easy going back to the place where you grew up. For Jala, the star of Thirsty Suitors, going back
Oh,
home
no.
to her sister's wedding means that she's going to be facing unresolved issues with her family, her friends, and a string
Not suitors.
of angry exes.
Whatever shall we do?
As Jala, you're going to be forced to confront everything that you
I wish you could
avoided
remove the pills.
through cooking challenges and colorful turn-based battles, where you're going to be face to face
And
with the
did
biggest
they forget to
adversary
turn
of all.
on her green
Thirsty
screen?
Suitors,
Decisions
I
you
forgot
made
about
in the
that.
past.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Hope your bag is packed.
Yeah, they did,
It's
but it's
time
okay.
to trip back
Doesn't
home
matter. They're not back
first
home. They're in a studio.
Suitors.
You know?
Outer Loop Games.
Maybe
is a
they haven't
fully
forgotten to
remote
turn off
studio
the
that
green
we started
screen. Maybe
5
it was
years ago
planned to show
with
the
idea
green
of
screen.
Making games about underrepresented
Possibly.
Seems
cultures.
odd.
The studio is about 15 folks, and we're scattered from Seattle,
Possible.
Washington,
Well,
to Vancouver.
well, let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
UK,
They're doing it to
Toronto,
make fun of the
East
whole
Coast
thing,
US, like
obviously.
New York, and then 2 in Brisbane. Our first project was a game called Falcon Age, which is
Thirsty
an action
Suitors,
adventure
very
game
pod.
about
I've
raising
heard
a
of this
falcon
game
and
before.
fighting colonizers.
Falcon Age, which was the first time I personally have ever worked closely with someone else who's brown and South Asian on a team. I've been
Oh, yeah,
in
I saw this
for
game
about
a couple
8
of years ago.
by that point, so that's actually pretty shocking when you think about it. And I think one of the great things about that for me was the kind of conversations you can have, the kind of work that you can do, and you're coming from a similar basis and a similar background and experience. That's why I was really excited about working on Thirsty Suitors.
Hey y'all. You've been reckless with other people's
boy.
hearts for so long, Jala. It was a matter of
Outer
time
loop.
before you wrecked your own. Morning, Ma.
Thirsty Suitors is an action-adventure RPG about immigrant culture,
Oh, God
resolving
damn it.
relationships, family pressure, and finding oneself.
I'm getting flashbacks of Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I still
things
don't get why we're
definitely,
back here.
Jala is an extremely relatable.
This
character
reminds me of
for
Last
anyone
Stop.
Who's really had that moment of moving away.
Like
from
a game
college
on
and then
Game
coming
Pass.
back.
I remember them talking about this a little bit ago.
Sometimes
I
isn't
remember
quite
this game.
aware of the things that she's doing in terms of like hurting people.
Maybe I should just call Tyler and get it over with.
I mean, yes, Tyler's your ex-bestie, but
Yeah.
she's also your ex. The ex.
Oh boy.
She's kind of a hot mess at the beginning of the game, and that sets up an interesting dynamic for the player to get to know each of her exes.
I mean, we gotta
Your
know
third-grade boyfriend
her
just
ex.
walked in the door.
Oh, what's wrong with her ex?
Every time you battle
wrong
one of
with
your
the
exes, they
ex?
go into their
There's
own
lots of
inner
things wrong
space,
with
like a
Sergio.
fantasy land.
Is something
look
wrong with the
surprised to see
ex?
me.
What did
Or
the ex
Sergio.
do?
Or are you just admiring?
What is the ex?
So the way we design
It even reminds me of like a
Yo,
JoJo
are these
character.
the freaking
non-
7 evil
violent
exes?
beating up with each other. What I consciously did was not to have any punches that
What is
connect.
going on?
All the
Thirst
props
level
are
is
being used as
high.
thrown objects or punches and kicks exist, but they only.
This was like a
exist in the
fighting
form of
game or
the
something.
Oh no.
holographic fist that-
They're attacking each other.
They should shut him down.
Come on, Sergio.
Hadouken hurt.
Let's dance.
Did I mention I spent a year abroad? I learned a lot of new moves in Milan.
Trying to distract me with your chest hair is definitely cheating.
When we started thinking about
This looks interesting. I would play this.
it was about coming up with a
I
style that
see.
matched
So it's a
the
word
lightheartedness
battle.
and the theme
Understandable.
of the game that I wanted to
I don't want to see his chest hair. No.
That felt like
No.
Too late.
Insult him.
vivid colors.
Insult him.
I have loved you since our hands
How
met
dare
in
you do
the
thirsty,
same tub
thirsty
of
taunt?
lime green Play-Doh in 3rd grade.
Love me? This is the longest conversation we've had in over a decade.
Like his, I like. What's the
I enjoy the
problem?
fact
Why
that
would
this
you be
game's about
disturbed?
reconciliation,
Nothing's
but
wrong
it's
here.
something
Nothing's
that a lot of
wrong
people
here.
don't get to do in real life.
I mean, you wanted share RPGs, right? I mean, this is in a way one. It has turn-based
Sure.
battles.
Sure.
I've had this fantasy of you in my head for so long. It's time I got to know the real you. I'm ready to move on if you are.
I'm glad we figured that out.
In a lot of families, food plays a large
Oh, no.
role in
No,
culture,
not the
and a large
silverware
role
with
in
Mom.
learning things from your parents and being able to pass those on. And it's a part of Jala's journey, being
very
able to
confused.
reconcile that relationship with her parents. It's an outlet for her to be able to do that on
Good.
their grounds.
Gotta figure that
and,
out.
You know,
It's crazy.
Connect with her culture.
Yo, I love they have fucking knives. They go at each other with knives. Let's
Skating
go.
session in our game is supposed to be really easy and
That's what I
accessible.
meant.
I didn't want to make like as hardcore.
That what you
skate
meant? I think you
simulator.
guys are
so
all
the way
ahead of me,
I've designed the game
unfortunately.
is to make the players be able to
Possibly.
do fun-looking things like
I
wall
keep hearing
run,
you say stuff
grind,
that we've already talked
other
about, so yeah.
acrobatic tricks
You
on a
probably
skate
are.
Well,
without the complexity
that
of
is
Slow poke!
From where we're coming
It's
from,
not
we're
my
making this game,
fault.
We want it to
I
feel
tried my
very
best.
familiar to
Nope,
immigrants
so far-
and people
Damn.
of color and particularly like South Asians, so that they can see themselves.
Right.
Wait, that game we were looking at,
Right.
Spirit
Right.
Farrier, it's
Enjoyable
already
act of, like,
$10.
speculation and
Yes.
fantasy
67% off.
for anyone
I've played
else,
it.
You know,
Yeah.
come be part of this.
Spirit Fair, I
We're
heard, is
making
really
a
good.
role-playing game.
That game is
Part
on
of
Game
the
Pass,
on
I
Game
is
Pass, I
inhabiting
think.
Yeah.
someone else
Ooh, is it?
and living their
Yeah.
life.
Didn't
And I
actually
think
know.
that's kind of what we want to give players, this idea of being very grounded in Jala, this very specific character and her story and her personality, some of which is shaped by her culture and some of which is who she is.
Making a role-playing game. I agree.
Oh no. Oh no, timed prompts. It's a rhythm game.
Oh no.
Let's
Wait,
go.
summon Mom!
Yo, what? God damn it! I wish I could be here. I want to see
Imagine a
Summon
world where
Mom.
richest people
The mom
in the
slap.
planet move to
Do it!
the
The mom's here.
In the cup.
The mom is
That's
gonna
the
throw the
question facing
chocolate.
a child who has found a way to survive in the ruins of a mutated
Does she
Earth.
throw the chocolate?
But when the
She gets the
ultimate
chocolate!
expedition,
Mutated
they
Earth.
got a lot more than what they bargained for.
Dead.
One thing I hate in games is like when you have to hold a button to do stuff.
Demagogue Studio is a group of filmmakers,
This is like cancer in
writers,
games
architects,
nowadays.
musicians,
We have this
animators,
everywhere.
and developers who make interactive experiences
just like
for a
that too, to be
generation
honest.
that might just
Understand.
live
Well,
to
have a
witness
nice
the
day.
end times. We started experimenting with a couple of satirical games that led to Golf Club Wasteland,
Cuff Club
our first
Wasteland.
commercial success. Currently, we Demagogues are working on 2 games, one of which is a prequel and sequel to Golf Club Wasteland, a 2D cinematic platformer called The Cub.
Oh yeah, the Cub. I remember it.
The Cub is essentially the Jungle Book set in an urban Silicon Valley-like apocalypse.
Sure, Silicon Valley. That's where it all comes down.
After the Great Climate Catastrophe, the ultra-rich have evacuated to Tesla City on Mars. The rest
Tesla
of us die.
City.
Years later,
Oh, the
when a
pain.
research mission
The
revisits
pain.
Earth, they spot a human-like mutant kid while playing golf.
Yeah, I'm so ready for that. That's crazy.
Upon discovering the Cub, the science expedition turns into a relentless safari-like hunt. The kid ducks and dives through urban ruins. The little barbarian bastard has a plan.
The son of no one.
A human mutant kid. Let's go. I do love human mutant kids. Those are always my favorite kind of kids.
While traversing this vibrant
I don't know. I
post-apocalyptic world, the
prefer
Cub
kitty
wears a
kids.
space helmet he scavenged from a dead Martian. The helmet airs Radio Nostalgia from Mars, a radio station based on Mars, streaming music and stories of Tesla City dwellers' memories of their former home, Earth.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Tesla City.
Yep.
Game made by Elon Musk.
The radio
It's free
callers are
time.
nostalgic for our today.
Obviously.
This is future archaeology. Future retro. A sci-fi scenario that prompts us to reevaluate the things we already have today. From friends and family to basic things like air and water.
You know,
As Marshall
after he
McLuhan
gave
would
up
say,
on buying
we
Twitter,
march backwards
he had to do
into
something
the
without
future.
money.
Similarly, the
I don't think he
brutalist
did give up on
architecture in
Twitter,
the
right?
environment serves
I mean, they
I
gave
know.
him the
obvious
info.
functions. Brutalism
He's still
stands
trying
for
to
the
get out
20th century and
without
its
paying
apocalyptic
anything.
war history. It stands for faith in large-scale progress through technology that spans multiple ideologies, which led to breakthroughs, but also to pollution and climate change.
Good thing he didn't go
In
for
the 21st
Instagram.
century, we have a brutalism
90% of the
soul,
user base are
a
bots.
reordering of the human psyche through the internet, as exemplified in the millennial pink neons peppered throughout our game's cityscapes, such as digidopamine.
This one definitely
doom
feels like
scrolling.
more of a film production than anything
Modernist
else.
architecture looks powerful.
It's definitely
Other than
not
like
Already
the
turning
cinematic
Devolver,
place.
Just
the
as
Devolver,
humanity
the Devolver
might.
digital one. That one's less, yeah, cinematic than this.
The game is an homage to cinematic platformers such as Heart of Darkness,
Ahead.
but also
Got
old-school Sega
digidopamine,
games
let's
like
go.
The Jungle Book or Aladdin.
They've shown the same clip several times now.
Well,
Further inspiration
yes.
is drawn from classic
I agree,
literature,
actually.
cinema, and popular culture. A reflection on our commitment to storytelling
Yeah,
and
same
world
segment
building.
here.
The game
Once
has
more.
numerous interactive objects to find
And the
that
plane.
enrich and inform the narrative, and also poke fun at future and current events at the same time. Hopefully, the game will make people feel, open the players' minds, and thereby bring a change in global politics and a universal bliss for all humanity.
Universal
You know,
bliss.
What platformers are best at? Enlightenment of the soul.
Maybe they have a lot of backtracking in the game.
In 1998, the fates of two families converge at a motel in the Arizona desert, where a robbery gone
Having
wrong
games that
changes
make
all of their
people feel
lives forever.
open-minded is very
As the
positive.
tale unfolds over the
Oh
next
boy.
few decades, step into the shoes of multiple characters to
cub.
decide how that night will alter the course of their lives through a unique art style featuring actors digitally integrated into a beautiful cinematic world. This is As Dusk Falls.
Oh, that's
Hello,
what this one
I'm
is.
Caroline. And I'm Charu. We're excited to be here and we'd love to tell you more about Interior
12
Night
minutes,
and our game
except
As
not
Dusk
really.
Falls.
Oh, hey there. Got your car towed back for you. You were right. It's more than I can fix with duct tape and a socket wrench.
What do I owe you?
Nothing. Your guests.
Get it route back, quick. What in the world?
On the ground, now!
I hate this stupid fucking thing. You know what? I hate. You know, I
As
think
Dusk
I hate
Falls is an
YouTube
interactive
streams.
story. The decisions you make
Why?
do have
I have to
consequences.
reload again.
Understandable. Have a
Our
nice day.
story is a crime drama that
Damn.
explores the intertwined lives of two families over 30
This only happened with
years.
the YouTube stream and nothing else.
We have the loving family, the Walkers.
So, what's next?
Ah,
License plate game?
cute.
Another round of row.
Crazy consequences.
Cute.
And the Holts.
Yeah, the little girl.
Which are the more desperate
cute.
family.
Where is the violence? Where is the flames
Not
of
NYPD
death?
Blue. Now get looking for that safe.
As you play the game, you will be stepping in the shoes of different characters. First,
That's you.
Vince, the dad,
Never
who
cute,
is
never
rooting
cute.
his family to Missouri.
I love when I heard her. I love when Nakami said cute. The guy was having the gun pointed at him on my screen.
And on their way in Arizona, they get
Aw,
caught
it's
in a
adorable.
hostage
He's gonna
situation.
die.
I mean, he probably had a cute gun.
Pretty cute gun, not gonna lie. Pretty cute gun.
There's also Jay, who is one of the member of the other family, the hostage takers. So you get to understand the world from his perspective.
Jay! What? Head out of the clouds, little bro.
Look, there's
Ben, I
enough
do love
cash
me some
in that
hostage
safe to put the
situation.
last few weeks behind us. We stay alive, we keep the house, everything goes back to normal.
There's our third main character.
Yeah, that's
who
never
is
gonna go
Zoe.
well.
Daddy, are we gonna play?
You bet we're gonna play.
See,
who
here's the
you
little
see
girl.
across the 6 chapters from when she's 6 until she's 19, and she's becoming this
Oh,
young
wow.
woman.
6 to 19. That's a long, long
The
time.
visual art style of our game is unique, and it was crafted especially to tell this compelling story. It mixes beautifully painted 2D characters and sets them in an evocative 3D world. We filmed genuine and nuanced performances from actors to capture complex emotions and facial expressions. Players don't look at pixels, they watch people in all their humanity.
This seems like a lot of
When
extra
it
work.
comes about like writing the
Yeah.
story, we work probably a bit more like TV. It's a very long process. It's dozens of versions of script. So it's not a linear one version of the story. We have to think
Your face!
all the choices, all the narrative space, all the branches feeding into one another. It's kind of a 3D map.
How could you have thought you'd be happier without your family? I mean, without mine, I'd be...
I don't know.
This is the best one.
I guess I just never
All them
liked
branches.
being tied
Let's
down.
go.
With a family,
So
I
curious. To choose your own adventure game. I wonder how they're not how they're gonna kind
We
of mess
wrote
it up.
every
probably.
character from a place of empathy, and we try not to be judgmental towards any of them. We try to understand each of them. And I hope the players will feel the same way and try to empathize and understand and relate with all of them.
Did you get the money? Oh, we got it all right. Nice work, guys.
Hold on tight!
Family meals are a time not just to create memories, but to
Oh, boy.
share them. For Venba,
Yeah, not my game.
cooking is a way to connect to the culture and the life that she
I
has
mean,
left behind.
I can cook,
Pass those
but
memories on to her young son.
it usually doesn't
Each recipe
translate
she
well
teaches him
into
is not just a
games.
list of ingredients, but a piece of a much larger
wrong with
story about where he
cooking?
comes from,
Yo, what
who his
the
family is, and the
Ah.
challenges they face. Here's a taste of what's to come in Venba.
How did you get started in game development?
Cooking is so good.
Well,
I don't understand.
basically, I took a quiz online to figure out what my career should be. Back
Oh
when
no,
I was in high
never take
school,
those
and
quizzes.
after
No.
I took the quiz, it said I should be a video game developer.
We were working on this project
Give me the
called
quiz.
Balloon Man. It was this Mega Man style boss rush game about this depressed superhero whose superpowers are only to make balloons.
I did a
We
similar
were a couple of
quiz
months
a
into the
couple of years
project
ago.
when Abby texted me this paragraph pitch of
And
Venba.
on my end,
I
it
was-
came out I
remember
should
the
go
day I
into
was
media
eating at
stuff.
a restaurant with my mom and my sister.
In mine, they said I should go. What was it? Janitorial, I think.
Venba is a narrative cooking game where you play as a Venba who moves to Canada in the late 1980s.
Yeah, with my,
But
you know,
during this move,
degree
her
in
space gets
business, I
damaged.
should go into
So as the player,
janitorial
not only
work.
will you be
Sure.
cooking various South Indian dishes to
Hey
restore
man,
these recipes, but
editorials
you'll
and
also be
business go
exploring,
hand in
the story
hand
of
like
this family
butter and
the
oil.
unique
I mean, what?
challenges that they face.
And the idea resonated with me so much.
I mean, not that IT
maybe because my
isn't sort
mom
of
was
like
there, I felt
janitorial work,
sort of a
but
connection to the idea because it's about a mother and a son.
Yeah.
It was too compelling to.
Don't have to be
not
so
make
real about it.
So we
Like
decided
the
to move on
idea.
to
What do you mean? What's
Venba
wrong
at
with
its
being
core is
so
about the
real? What did I
relationship
do?
between
What did we
the
do
mother and
wrong?
the son. One aspect that we
What did we
really
do
touch
wrong,
upon was
Boku?
the loss of language.
Boku?
As Coven
Weirdo.
grows up here and grows more assimilated,
Damn.
he loses touch with his mother tongue Tamil, and he adopts English instead. So as a result, the literal communication between
Christ.
Venba and Coven is quite broken. And you can see this in the recipe book given to Venba by her mother as well, because And in I the did another travel, the test like words 2 years and ago. phrases It came out I
get
should become a
damaged.
VTuber. So as a result, the communication
bet.
between generations there too is quite broken.
somehow I don't think that was a
Venba,
real
who feels a lot
test.
of guilt for having moved to Canada in the first
tests
place,
don't tell the
doubles
truth.
down on the things she holds dear, like her culture, her language, her food, the longer she stays here. So it becomes really important for her to fix the recipe book, because for her that's a way for this link to persist across generations.
Onions.
Yo, let's go.
In our
Why did it
household,
have to
we
be
very rarely
onions?
ate outside food, so cooking was very important. And
I'm
we
allergic.
from scratch and
Fry
burn.
for all I can.
I like onions and kebab.
And unlike Venba, there
Onions
were no
will
recipes.
disappear
Food was just
from the
made by
face of this earth.
testing, taste, improvising, and asking around.
I'm allergic to both onions and peppers, so
Onions
Mushrooms are
Cooking
better than
gameplay
onions
specifically
anyways.
was a big challenge
I
for
disagree
us.
with you, actually. I love onions.
I think you need.
Most cooking games that we know take a lot of the physical elements of cooking, like
mushrooms,
chopping an
because
onion or
onions is
flipping
where
a
it's at.
pan, and turn those into actual gameplay mechanics.
dun,
This didn't really
dun,
fit the theme and the story of Venba, and that's where the damaged recipe book idea came to fruition. We thought that a puzzle-based cooking game made for a much more compelling and
Puzzle
appropriate
cooking.
gameplay mechanic.
Puzzle cooking game.
No.
So curious. I want this then. Yo, I want to have a puzzle cooking game. What the fuck?
I would starve to death with this.
I wanted the sound effects to be really realistic.
love it.
And
I want it
reminiscent of
so
the South
bad.
Asian kitchen. I recorded like the dishware that we use, some utensils, just items
Alright,
from
let's
the
see how it
kitchen.
turns out.
But that also involves a lot of recording.
Oh, it
of
went
actual
horribly.
cooking.
That thing reminds me of like one of the crazy
I
minions.
wanted the sounds to be very nostalgic for those that grew up in a similar background.
Why in the world do you have a fuzzy
I wanted this
whatever
emotional
on your
impact
thermometer?
to come across through sound.
It's a sound
That's a good
recording.
idea.
Why do you
Make
have it
record
near a
your own.
The
stove?
music in this game, it primarily comes from
That's to
get rid
of
radio, influenced
the sound
by
of wind.
Summer movies and music that were a huge
Yep.
part
Sound.
of my
The
life growing
sound
up.
of
And we
wind.
took a lot of
I
effort to
bet.
make
Awesome.
sure that
That's
the
fantastic.
songs
That's
sound like
oh,
something you
wait,
would
is that
hear
a
back
sound
home when you
recorder?
turn the radio
Oh, that's a recorder. Oh, they're making
Yes.
sound effects. Okay, I
It was
thought
the
that was a
hardest thing for
thermometer.
me to choose what
Still, you
recipes
shouldn't
to
have that
get
near a
showcased in the
fire.
game. It's impossible
Okay.
to do justice to the wide range of dishes and cuisines that we have.
So
Instead, I
upset.
just focused on what recipes we make for fun gameplay puzzles and what ingredients would this family have living in Toronto.
Even though the story of Venba is pretty firmly rooted in Tamil culture, we think it hits on some pretty universal themes.
Okay.
The influences for this game, it primarily draws from the stories of the families that I see here.
Damn, that's
especially the
crazy. What
relationship
ingredients
between
would someone
first-generation
have living in
parents and their
Toronto?
children.
What are
All
your
sorts.
favorite ingredients specifically in Toronto and nowhere else?
We're hoping that in the future
Well,
we'll
Toronto
keep
is a
being able to
lot
tell
like
these
New
kind of
York.
intimate stories through gameplay.
Damn. That's understandable.
You know, maybe it'll make you want to call your mom.
At least, that's my experience from having never
2 years
been
ago,
to New
the
York,
game A Plague
but
Tale
having been
Innocence
to
invited
Toronto
audiences
once.
into the world of Amicia, a teenage girl
Fair enough.
living in 14th century France. As Amicia, you had to use courage and cunning
Gimme,
to
gimme,
protect
gimme,
your
gimme.
5-year-old brother
A
Hugo
Plague
from the
Tale
soldiers of the French
2.
Inquisition.
Yeah, the first one is
Films of
great.
rats carrying the Black Plague, and the
It's on Game
supernatural
Pass.
evil coursing through Hugo's
Can't
veins.
see being disappointed by
Now,
these
Amicia and
announcements.
Hugo are back in a new adventure called A
What did
Plague
the
Tale
announcements
Requiem.
ever do to you?
Get ready
I
for
don't
hand-to-hand battles on ruined castles, thrilling
I
adventures
think the
on
second
the
one
high
has like
seas.
some building aspect to the game.
Yes, more rats than ever.
We might see that.
Yes.
He doesn't deserve this.
You need a bigger pan.
Scale going. I'm so curious. I want to see this.
Qui est Asobo en fait? Asobo, on est un studio de développement indépendant. Et on
Hey,
est
he's
depuis le début et
French.
depuis toujours. Au départ, c'est 12 passionnés qui fondent le studio limite dans un garage. Évidemment, aujourd'hui, on est 250, mais on a été rejoint par 250 passionnés aussi. Et c'est ce qui nous permet de faire des projets incroyables comme Microsoft Flight Simulator et Plague Tale Requiem, par exemple.
Is it?
The bite, yes. They've locked the arena down. They let them die here.
Oh no.
Starting all
They've
over
let them
again.
die.
Plague Tale, c'est notre bébé à nous. C'est en tant que studio indépendant, c'est la première fois qu'on se lançait vraiment dans quelque chose de modèle
Let them all
personnel, intime à
perish.
l'équipe. On a commencé vraiment de la feuille blanche au
The
départ.
bite of
Donc on
yo,
voulait
the bite.
un jeu d'aventure.
Yo,
de
that's
third
crazy.
person,
Oh my
action
gosh,
adventure.
guys,
Et
is
on
that
s'est
the
dit que
bite
la
of
meilleure
87?
chose,
No,
c'était de partir de notre spécificité de français en fait.
You
On
need
est
to go
dans un
and
pays
find out.
chargé d'histoire. Bordeaux est chargé d'histoire. On vit tous les jours dans des murs qui ont plusieurs.
Oh, we have a
centaines
ship. I love
d'années.
this.
Et c'est quelque chose qu'on manipule avec justesse, et c'est ce qui nous a permis de donner au jeu une
It is
identité
a
vraiment
pretty
forte
ship.
et de s'écarter un peu du côté heroic fantasy et d'aller dans quelque chose de plus.
I wish Ubisoft would have continued with that one
La
ship game.
nécessité de construire une histoire qui s'ancrait dans le réel pour mieux partir.
Was that Skull and Bones? I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, that one.
They have been. It got a like alpha build that came out a little bit ago.
I feel my mind
People weren't so happy
Une
with
grande
it
sœur,
though.
un petit frère, c'est quelque chose qui résonne en nous, qui va parler un peu à tout le monde. Et donc ça a été vraiment le point de départ. Hugo et Amicia, ça a été les premiers personnages qui sont nés.
Amicia, la grande sœur, et sa manière d'appréhender un petit frère dont elle n'avait pas la charge et où tout d'un coup elle va en avoir toute la responsabilité. Hugo, qui est un jeune enfant qui ignore tout du monde et en réalité est chargé d'un pouvoir et qu'il dépasse. Et comment ce duo va grandir ensemble et réaliser l'histoire beaucoup plus grande qu'eux qui est en train de se réaliser et dont ils sont les acteurs principaux.
It's bleeding again.
Yes, we should fix that before it gets infected, I guess.
Amicia, donc c'est une jeune fille, c'est pas une guerrière, donc le gameplay de Plague, c'est un gameplay plus orienté sur l'infiltration et la survie. Le but étant toujours d'être plus malin que ses ennemis pour survivre, que ce soit les rats ou des ennemis humains. Après, Amicia, il y a des moments où elle va devoir combattre, elle va devoir faire face.
Young girl, that is not a warrior, but a young
plus
girl.
orientée action, plus orientée combat.
We need to let you know that they are a young girl and not a warrior. Just a young girl. I hope you understand they are a young girl.
Du personnage, donc ça,
Well,
son
back then,
rapport à
we
la
weren't
vie,
allowed
son
to be
rapport
warriors.
au monde, à chaque fois, est nourri par la variété de ces séquences-là. Le contexte de la peste était intéressant parce qu'il était vecteur d'émotions et de danger pour les enfants.
Strong women scare
Incarner une maladie,
men,
c'est jamais
so.
très évident, surtout dans un jeu vidéo où
Strong
on doit
women
avoir
very
une
scary.
adversité, pouvoir lutter
Look
contre
at
quelque chose.
Nakami over here. She has a book
Donc
that's
on
made
a
of
utilisé
fire.
la
Very scary.
représentation la plus symbolique de la peste, qui était les rats. Ça faisait une belle incarnation de la maladie, mais pour que ce soit impressionnant et qu'on ait cette sensation de propagation, il en fallait des milliers. Il fallait qu'on ait ces rats qui se déversent dans les champs, dans les forêts, pour montrer la maladie qui progresse et qui ravage tout sur son passage. Donc les rats sont une version amplifiée d'une maladie qui se propage. C'est à la fois une menace mais un outil pour Amicia, c'est-à-dire que grâce au pouvoir d'Hugo, grâce à ses outils à elle-même, elle va pouvoir utiliser les rats pour progresser parfois, mais souvent elle va devoir faire face aussi pour trouver un moyen de les traverser sans se faire dévorer. On écrit nos chapitres un peu comme des épisodes. Cette impulsion qu'on a quand on regarde une série, la retranscrire en jeu vidéo, c'était essentiel pour nous.
C'est une technique d'écriture assez large. C'est vraiment une architecture globale qui vient rythmer tout le jeu et bien sûr la narration vient se coller à ça au plus près. Alors chaque fois avec des challenges différents parce que sur les phases d'exploration on a toute la liberté parce qu'on sait que dès que le joueur va entrer dans une phase de combat, là il va être beaucoup plus focalisé sur ce qu'il est en train de faire. Donc c'est à nous de pondérer, de se dire ok ce qui est important on va aller le raconter plutôt ici. Là, on va laisser faire le gameplay, et donc tout ça, ça se fait avec Kevin. Voilà, c'est une discussion qui est permanente au fil de 3 ans de production,
Assassin's Creed games are
de faire
bad.
évoluer le jeu autour de ça.
You should sit down.
The graphic, but like the way the
so
city
that's
is
all you have to
stylized and
say?
everything, it looks like Assassin's Creed.
Come on. You can do better than that. You have a whole garrison here. Why don't you really let yourself go?
I'm not sure how the game plays, so I can't say if that's
Do you
like
see the
Assassin's Creed
situation
or not
we're in?
either, but you know.
We were just supposed to get herbs.
Faire plein de projets nous a obligés d'avoir des outils à la fois à la pointe de la technologie, mais très modulables. Et le fait d'avoir par exemple notre équipe engine à la maison, ça nous permet d'aller les voir directement et dire on a un challenge relatif au jeu qu'on est en train de développer et il nous faut un moyen de le solutionner. Et ça permet d'atteindre des prouesses comme par exemple les gigantesques hordes de rats qu'on voit déferler sur les villes dans les...
It doesn't matter for me, I don't understand the word.
Mais après, on a vu aussi nos faiblesses à certains endroits, notamment puisque les cinématiques qui demandaient une logistique très lourde. Donc, en fait, on a vraiment investi sur un studio qui nous a permis d'avoir une énorme flexibilité en termes de tournage.
Parlez-vous français?
What?
I don't know what's happening to me, Lucas.
Ni no habla español.
I speak Spanish a little bit too.
Donc Olivier de Rivière, notre compositeur, c'est quelqu'un qui amène énormément de choses dans le jeu. Et donc il arrive et il a plein d'idées. Et là, on parle vraiment d'émotion, on parle vraiment de comment colorer des scènes donc avec de la musique.
Et il y a des moments où il nous sort des compositions incroyables. Et on regarde le level en face ou la séquence en face, on se dit tiens, c'est super ce qu'il a fait, mais nous on n'est pas au niveau.
One thing is like when they start to curse like in French, I can't take this seriously. It always sounds like, yeah, okay, you're fine.
L'amour vis-à-vis de nos personnages, c'est une chose qu'on ressent au quotidien. Moi, je sais que dans le travail d'écriture, c'est quelque chose qui est fondamental. On veut rien faire gratuitement. On sait que le jeu peut être très noir, très dur, mais il y a toujours une raison à ça. Ça suit vraiment une forme de logique.
I think music and sound is like one of the most important things in games.
On réalise quelque chose pour Requiem. Quand ça sonne faux ou quand ça passe pas, on sait que Hugo ou Amicia nous disent non, j'aurais pas dit ça, j'aurais pas agi comme ça. Et donc c'est amusant parce qu'ils font le jeu avec nous en fait un peu.
Would His Majesty allow us to enter the city by his side?
I allow.
Because like a lot of people say it's like the music's super good, and to be fair, it could be. I think this one sounds like so far it is, but it's just like, you know.
When Cuphead came out in 2017, the
and
first
more
thing people
Cuphead.
noticed was the distinctive cartoon art style inspired by the golden age of American animation where every frame was drawn by hand. Now, Cuphead is back with a new adventure called Delicious Last Course, with a whole bunch of new enemies and ways to die, and a new heroine named Ms. Chalice. So, if you are up for the challenge, get ready for Cuphead Delicious Last Course.
Because of course it's delicious.
After the first game released,
that's crazy.
We had that itch to go back and revive some of the material that landed on the cutting room floor.
Well, looks like it's bon voyage to our old pals Cuphead, Bugman, and the lovely Miss Chalice.
Bugman.
On their next adventure.
That's who we want, Bugman.
The Delicious Last Course is more fantastical cartoon action. It's a true second helping of screen-filling, boss battles, imaginative stages,
Cuphead and the lovely Miss Chalice.
This new adventure and expansion lets us really give Miss Chalice a chance to shine.
I think we've determined that Chalice is the most interesting character.
A really important role as part of the main trio.
I wish we could remaster or remake of like Legend of Dragoon.
Explore animation, music, gameplay homages, all of which we didn't get to in the first game.
I know they were working on something along those lines.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I don't think they've
The
actually done
origin of the original Cuphead character, we probably went through about 300 concepts.
It's Delicious Last Course. We have seen this
We
boss
began
at least.
brainstorming in the 1930s tradition
Definitely
of giving inanimate objects faces and personalities.
It's a good thing you didn't get
We
hit by that.
really wanted to create a central character that could sit
Damn,
alongside
they look
some of the
mad.
iconic, joyful heroes we loved growing up, like Felix the Cat and Mickey,
Yeah, to be
Bimbo.
fair, Mugman's really
And then one day we just had one
very
of those
aggressive.
amazing aha moments when a loose sketch of a silhouette
Just
of
imagine it
cup
like a
and
beer bottle.
straw began to take form that would eventually become Cuphead.
You had aha moments to make it a cup.
Would it die if you drink like all the stuff out of the brain? I mean,
Yes.
if they had one.
I mean, just flip them upside down. Just flip them upside down.
Yeah.
To re-explore
But
this
how can
world,
they
to make
like?
something special
Okay,
for
I
our
mean,
fans
the
while
soup would
taking our
stay in, but yeah.
time on the little details and making
Joke's
sure we're
on
getting
you.
them just right.
They
In
don't
so many
explore that,
ways,
so,
Cuphead, game and character, has been with our whole team through
I wouldn't
life's
expect
many
them to,
changes.
really.
These characters have become like children of sorts, and getting a chance to take them on a new adventure to close this chapter of their story is just really exciting.
For there's a new challenge waiting around every corner on the amazing DLC Island.
2016's Oxenfree introduced the supernatural coming-of-age story of a teenage girl named Alex and her friends celebrating the end of a school year on the mysterious
Make it come out already. Make the DLC come out. It's okay.
And accidentally opening a ghostly rift. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals brings us a
Oxenfree.
different kind of coming-of-age story. One about Riley,
As a storm soldier.
facing the
A storm
choices she made
trooper.
as a young adult and figuring out what comes next. This is Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals.
Oxenfree was really neat.
Welcome, welcome. First, we're gonna have a little fun tonight, folks.
I agree.
Residents of Tribeca reported strange interruptions in their radio broadcasts over the school.
I need visual confirmation of the clouds above Edwards Island.
Looks like Oxenfree is having a bit too much fun over there.
Bit of a leap there. We could climb down here also. It might take a little longer. I just don't think we can make the gap.
I can make it, probably.
Can you? Because...
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Nope.
Riley!
No.
Broken leg.
What I think
Broken leg.
has allowed Oxenfree to have such a long life
That
and the
feels
hearts of our
like that
players
would kill
are these characters.
me.
It's all about the characters.
The characters of Oxenfree are intended to feel like people that you would know.
You're invested in their well-being.
The issues that they deal with are ones that everybody can relate to. What does it mean to lose somebody that you love? What does it mean to be entering a new moment of your life that you're totally unprepared for? It's open-ended enough that you can always ask yourself, what would I do in this situation?
Understand.
Watch your step. I don't think this was meant for tourists.
It's, sort of pretty, in a way.
No, it's amazing. In another life, I would have been a geologist. Or took at least an intro to geology course, you know?
Oxenfree is a game about some really relatable characters, but put in crazy, unrelatable situations.
Riley's from Kamina.
I think it
and
can
unlike
be.
Alex and her friends in Oxenfree 1, Riley did not have the best time growing up in this area.
The first game, really tight kind of focus on a few classmates. This game is about
there an intro
Riley
to
coming
geology
home,
course? I'm
interacting
very
with
curious.
Jacob, who is
I've
somebody
never
who she
seen that in
went to
high
high school with, dealing with her father, dealing with a whole host of new characters that are along this coast.
Oh no, new
If you,
characters.
know the tunnels well enough, you can walk to and from practically any point in town completely underground.
Have you, been down here before?
Here we go.
Me, personally? No. Some of the kids do, or did, in high school. They'd crawl in here, light a fire, make out, or whatever. But I'm too little a fan of small, dark spaces to really see the desire.
I'm really looking forward to people playing with Jacob, who is their kind of main counterpart throughout the game.
You take a look at Jacob. He's got this questionable facial hair. He's got the hipster hat.
Funny how just a little
Questionable facial
hair.
hair.
More spooky.
That I can't even
right?
see.
In his
Questionable
animation,
facial
also
hair?
gave
Where's the
him
facial
that
hair?
laid
I
back
can't see the
kind of,
facial
hey,
hair.
I'm
It's a
hanging
bit.
out here in the woods.
I feel blind.
Jacob
I don't see
actually
the facial
has
hairs.
direct ties to the
I don't
events
see
of
his facial
Oxenfree
hair
1,
anywhere.
and particularly the history of Maggie Adler. Maggie was the woman that first kind of discovered what radios could do. She was the one who was kind of tied to the events that really
Oh
kicked
no,
off the whole
those dangerous
story.
radios.
Hey, if you're on this frequency,
Yes?
my mom used to tell me stories. That's why I'm calling. Because one of the stories was about tonight and the things that are going on.
The cool thing about the radio is that it opens up a whole different axis of exploration to the player. It's not just exploring Edwards Island as a space, it's exploring Edwards Island as an infinite number of kind of radio frequencies. Certain objects in the game will resonate with certain frequencies.
I like the radio for a third character.
And Portal.
certain items, or isn't it with certain frequencies?
We're not dead.
What?
Alternate timelines
Why do
box
you?
for
Why?
universe
Why
are
would
really
that be the
interesting
case?
Because
I'm so
it allows the
1899.
player to explore the
Time
possibility
That's a busy
of
year.
going back and changing the past.
I
Damn.
think we're back when the mine was somewhat operational. I don't think anyone's around. Let's see if the time tear opened anything up.
The player gets to
Netflix
open
actually
these
has a
portals
new
in time
series
and go
that's
through
set
them and
in
talk to these other
1899.
ghostly characters. Portals are getting open when they don't want it
Yo,
to
what if they have
happen,
a
and so they've
collab
got
with
to
the
deal with the
Netflix series? Let's
ramifications.
go.
Portals are fascinating, very beautiful, very mysterious, but ultimately very dangerous.
And freaky.
The stakes
Freaky.
are very high for this one. One, we've got a new set of antagonists who are actually actively trying to open a portal on their own for some nefarious reasons. But two, while that is
Are
happening,
they
we're
dangerous?
seeing tears in time. Those
Where'd
tears
Jacob
are
go?
allowing things from completely other timelines to start coming
Jacob.
in and out of our timeline. It's going to be much less about some localized little thing in this town. and
Time
it's more
traveling
about
wizards.
The fabric of time and space kind of melting.
I love time traveling stuff
I mean,
in
look,
games.
when you're
When
messing
it's
with the
made
time-space
good.
continuum, that's just a bad idea.
Riley, come in, Riley. Can you hear me? Riley? Riley, are you there?
Oh, that can't be good.
Is leave possible? I'm very curious. Can one honestly?
Ah.
Los signals.
In
Oh no, the
Immortality,
Reaper.
created by Sam
Uh-oh, Riley.
Barlow. Full transparency, I'm a huge fan of his previous game.
I like
Immortality.
I want to get the Oxenfree Lost
You don't just
Signal.
find one, you find three
That
unreleased
looks
films
cool.
spanning over 3
That
decades,
actually looks
and
cool.
they all star Marissa Marcel, who has since disappeared. So, can you watch
Oh, I
footage
remember
and
hearing about
some
this.
clips and interviews
I think last
to
year.
piece together the mystery of Marissa Marcel? This
Are you kidding?
is Immortality.
Apparently on Monday, June 13th, 1 p.m. EDT,
Marissa
the
Marcel.
VOD collection system
First
is
heard
under
about
maintenance for
Marissa
about 4 hours. You won't be able to create,
I was at a party
edit,
in
or
Hollywood,
delete
and I was
collections
listening to
until
these old
maintenance
guys,
is completed.
Writers, producers who were big in the
Uh-huh.
70s. They were
On Twitch.
swapping war stories, gossiping.
On Twitch.
And one of them brings up the story of Marissa Marcel, this actress who shoots
It's a good
3
thing
movies over
I don't
3
rely on
decades,
them.
and how none of the movies ever comes out. I was interested, and after the party, I went home and I Googled and found very little of anything online, but I was intrigued, so I continued to dig and attempted to find something more concrete.
Now, we know you from the movie that you just finished shooting. It is finished, right?
Yeah, it's finished.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's a bit of a fairy tale. So Arthur Fisher, the great director, who you probably know from his movies such as Marion and The Man Who Dreamed, was casting for his new movie, Ambrosio. And so instead of casting a recognizable face, he wanted to find some fresh talent. So he put the word out and saw, how many was it, 10,000?
I think it was over 20,000.
20,000. He saw 20,000 girls, and long story short, he picked you.
Yes.
2 years ago, we were approached by an anonymous donor who handed over
Freedom
this
starts in
huge
50 minutes,
cache
right?
of film. In it was footage from rehearsals, behind-the-scenes B-roll, and completed shots
Yes.
from the shoots. As far as we can tell, this is everything that remains of the 3 Marissa Marcel movies.
Before I go, I would like some token of our friendship.
I believe IGN is streaming both this and that. So,
We brainstormed how best to use
Obviously,
this footage,
this
how
should be
to
over
make it available to
by
the
then.
world. So
Yeah.
first we very carefully cleaned and scanned all of the film, digitizing everything. But there were enough gaps
movies
where
in the
we
game
weren't
showcase,
able
very
to cut
pog.
full movies.
So we took some of the
Yeah, I
ideas
think
from
the only
that
game I really
movie,
want so
story,
far is
the idea of a more
Oxy-free
exploratory way
game.
of viewing film stories, and we built on that. We created a virtual movie-ola.
I mean,
a way
Plague
of
Tale
looking
is
through the footage as if you were
interesting,
back in the
but
editor's suite.
Yeah,
not my game.
that's the only one. Black Tail's the only one that interests me.
With a new mechanic, a kind of visual concordance.
At least out of those
Does
games.
this work as a confession?
Exploration by match cut.
Good words.
When you're watching, at any point you can stop and point to an image, an actor,
Wait.
a prop, and the
Where was
system
that
will create
blood?
a match code to
Where was
another
that
piece of
blood?
footage with that image.
Now it's worth more.
So you kind of
Blood.
surf through the
Blood is
footage in a
crazy.
way, following a breadcrumb
There isn't
trail
no-
of
I don't understand what
visuals,
you're talking about.
creating
Who's
your own
blood?
montage. It's both expressive and exploratory, like the best of video games. When you have a situation like this, where no one really knows what happened to Marissa Marcel, people tend to fill in their blanks.
So this thing,
Their imagination goes to dark
this game is
places.
kind of more
I would
what
not
is it,
use the word.
cinematic, kind of point click type thing.
Yes.
Wanted.
Do you ever wish you lived in a
Immortality.
simpler, safer, more optimistic time? Trevor Hill does.
This is
He
me.
lives in Arcadia, a utopian American
Oh, no.
town in the
Not
1970s where
Arcadia.
the future seems brighter than ever. Like the other citizens of Arcadia, he is a contestant
Yeah.
on a reality
I die
show
every 500
where
years when I
viewers
come
are
back.
secretly judging his every move. When Trevor learns the truth from a rogue technician, he goes on the run. But how do you escape in a world where everyone is always watching?
En American Arcadia, nada es lo que parece.
Oh, now we're into
in its
Spanish.
55th season.
Pull the
American
plug.
Arcadia.
Y es que Arcadia es en realidad el
Raw
reality show
Fury.
más visto del planeta y está gobernado por rankings de
Oh,
popularidad.
we have seen this one.
Control
This was the game I
subject on
wanted
the
to
run on
play.
camera 4025. Interrupt
Yeah,
broadcast
this is the game we want to play. I like
Bienvenidos a
the.
Arcadia, una ciudad
It's the
retrofuturista de
Truman
los 70,
Show,
donde
except
muchos
in the
ciudadanos
game
disfrutan de una vida
form.
de
Let's
confort y de
go.
lujos.
Let's
sin
make
saber
a
que están siendo
VTuber
grabados
game
24 horas
just
al día.
like this.
Para nuestro protagonista Trevor, que vive una vida
Please no.
simple, aburrida y feliz, esto es un problema.
Yo, that's crazy. The farther you get out of the bubble, the more you
Y cuando
switch from
descubre la
your
verdad,
model to
tendrá
real
que
life
escapar de
person.
Arcadia.
Stop immediately.
Run! Keep running for God's sake!
Stop immediately.
Por otro lado está Ángela. Es el ángel de la guarda de Trevor. Es una hacker dispuesta a todo con tal de salvar a una persona normal. Por el mero hecho de hacer el bien.
Angela.
Oh, looks like your life just got less boring.
The hallway to the server room is tracked by 3 surveillance cameras. I need to get close to the cameras and upload the loop footage from my cell phone.
Uno de los puntos fuertes de American Arcadia es la dualidad entre Ángela y Trevor.
I'm
Y
sure she
eso
doesn't have
también se ha intentado transmitir
any
en su
motive at all.
Get over that crane,
None
Trevor, quick!
whatsoever.
The crane!
Yes, trust me!
Oh, here we go.
Oh no, 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 no!
Spin. Spin.
Tenemos dos tipos de gameplay totalmente
is first
diferenciados.
person
Por un
and
lado
his
tenemos
is
el
third
side
person
scroller
gameplay.
2.5D con acción y plataformeo, persecuciones.
Oh, and he can
y,
hack,
como no,
and she can
puzzles.
hack the thing as
Por otro lado,
well.
tenemos la
Oh,
jugabilidad
that's
en primera
cool.
persona con un tono un poco más pausado,
Yes.
que nos lleva a experimentar mecánicas de exploración, sigilo y hacking,
Yeah, 2.5D
usando
side
siempre
scroller
los puzzles
with
como parte
puzzles
central de
and
la
action
jugabilidad.
chases, very cool.
All the videos are uploaded and
And
playing the
first-person
loops. I can enter the server room now.
They're hacking.
Y bueno, para American Arcadia las
It's gonna be
referencias
such a cool
más visuales más inmediatas son el show de
And
Truman,
he just said
la fuga de
that
Logan,
his
el
biggest
prisionero
things were
y alguna,
The Truman
algunas
Show
cosas.
and Logan's
Lo
Run.
cierto es que muchos de los miembros del equipo nacimos y crecimos durante la década de los 70, por lo que no hemos tenido que ir muy
the
lejos
most
para,
immediate
a la hora de
visual
buscar
references to the Truman
inspiración y
Show,
referencias
yeah.
visuales, puesto que la mayoría las llevamos ya
What is Logan's
dentro de
Run?
nuestros propios recuerdos.
Is that like a similar thing to the Truman Show?
Muchos de los
You've
programas
never seen
de
Logan's
televisión,
Run?
series, concursos,
No,
etcétera,
I've
que
never seen the
veamos en
Truman
esta
Show. I
línea,
only
pues
heard
están
of it.
presentes de alguna manera en
It's a classic movie,
una
but
visión bastante
you can look up
brillante y
Logan's
colorida
Run.
de lo que serían los años
Bet
70.
I'll do
Los
that.
personajes, los ambientes,
76,
incluso el
that's when it
mobiliario,
came out.
representan esta versión utópica y bastante kitsch de una ciudad de los años 70.
When we make a game, I make the props.
Siempre me gusta tener un tema principal para el juego y diferentes leitmotivs para los diferentes personajes que se van uniendo en una única banda sonora donde se van mezclando y representarán los dos mundos, tanto el de los 70 como el del futuro, mezclando elementos electrónicos y orquestales.
Hey, I can't see anything in here.
Jeez, man, just hug your teddy bear real tight while I try to turn on the lights, okay?
Hug your teddy bear.
Is that better? Now, let's try to find a way out of here.
A bit of electronic and orchestral elements.
Trevor, are you
I don't have a teddy bear.
You're in terrible shape, man. Did you get any exercise?
I have a kitty cat.
No, not since PE
I
in
had
high
a cat,
school.
but she's dead.
Because of my
Died a couple of
metabolism,
years ago.
I don't easily gain weight.
I didn't mean a living one.
Okay,
I meant
I'm not here to
a
judge your
plushie.
lifestyle or your dietary habits. Just save your breath and keep going.
I wish I still had
In
a
American
kitty cat.
Arcadia, what we want to tell is
real
that
soul.
She was
you
really
don't
old.
need to live just for getting
21
likes on
years.
social networks.
That's
Oh, wow.
extremely
Just
old
do
for a
the
cat.
things that
Yeah.
make you happy.
Mine
You
got
don't
to
need to care about
17,
what the
and that
others
was
think.
old.
Oh. Yeah, 17 years old, yeah.
Okay, I guess that's it.
I just want American Arcadia. That's the main one that I want there. Seen that already. I want American Arcadia. I've wanted American Arcadia. Let's go.
Well, with that over, the next one is back on IGN.